Hello everyone, and welcome to Zen Yoga for Winter. My name is Dr. Heidi Bamford of Traditional Wisdoms, and I am a certified Zen Yoga instructor, a natural physician, and a Chrysalis Effect recovery support specialist. And over the next 4 weeks, I have the opportunity to share with you building a Zen Yoga routine. So we will do 10-minute segments each week on Monday, and by the end of the month we will have a full gentle Zen Yoga routine, a little retreat. And the Zen Yoga, to explain a little, is a very gentle form of yoga that emphasizes 3 main points, being alignment, energy flow, and mindfulness. Now, one of the major aspects, being the energy flow, is working with our meridian channels. So at this time of year, we are working with the kidney and bladder meridians. So we will show you those in a moment. So at this time of year, like nature, we are designed to rest. Like the trees where the leaves have fallen away, there's a sense of nurturing the root. And for us, being in harmony with nature, it's the same. So at this time of year, we want to really nurture the root, the heart of who we are. We want to focus on our energy center at the center of the body, just below your navel. We call that in Japanese the tanden. You may have heard it called the hara, but we will call it the tanden. This, being the very center of the body, is where we store our energy. So at this time of year, we will be collecting energy, recharging our batteries, and allowing healing to happen from within. Okay, so today we will start with mobilizing the body and mobilizing the joints. This is very, very important, especially at this time of year, because in the winter, our joints have a tendency to hold the cold. So if you were a monk in Japan, they have very cold conditions that they live in. So every morning, this mobilization of the joints was extremely important to get that cold out of the joints and warm the body. So where we'll start today is lying on our backs. So rolling down nicely, lying on your back. Letting your legs stretch out. And just for a moment, let's check in with a bit of mindfulness. So let's let our legs, our feet roll out to the side, let our palms facing up. Closing your eyes, and let's just breathe into that tendon. Breathe into your belly space. So taking a breath in, deep into your belly, letting it rise and letting it fall. And just imagine as you breathe in, you're breathing power to that tendon point. And as you exhale, you're letting anything, any residualness in the body that needs to be released, you're letting that out. So a couple more breaths here. Relaxing. Imagining you're a bear in hibernation. When you're a bear in hibernation, you mostly rest. And occasionally, you'll wake up for a short period of time to move about, do your business, and then go back to sleep. So now we're going to be that bear waking up. Bringing your arms up over your head for a nice big stretch, pointing your fingers away from your toes, pointing your toes and stretching the body. And as you exhale, bringing your arms up over your head and down, towards your side. Bringing that energy, we're collecting the energy now and bringing that to our tendon point. So bringing our hands up over our head, stretch, however feels good for you, just that bear waking up. And as you exhale, pull that energy from above your head down to below your navel to that tendon point, and relax. And now we'll do one more time. Bring your hands up over your head and just stretch in whichever way feels good and juicy for you. And as you exhale, like you've got a beach ball, bringing that energy down to under your navel. And from here, we'll now move into mobilization of the joints. So bringing your right knee to your chest. We're going to start with the ankle, your right ankle. So moving your ankle in circles, letting the cold be released. You might feel things start to warm up as you go. And then the other direction. Lovely. And then taking your hands behind your thigh, we're now going to point our toes and draw circles on the ceiling, warming up the knee joint. Very gentle. Very important is to always respect your body, respect your joints, especially at this time of year. We need to really care for the body, care for our joints. Reversing direction. Good. And now we'll move to the hip. So if you can straighten your leg as best possible. And we're going to keep drawing bigger circles this time and using the hip joint. So bringing that warmth into that joint. And the opposite direction. Good. Now bringing your knee back down to your chest, giving your knee a bit of a hug. Say, I love you, leg. I love you, right leg. Give it a hug. And then exhale, let that leg release down onto the mat. And just take a moment to bring that mindfulness in. Closing your eyes, how does your right side feel compared to that left side? Can you feel things starting to flow, maybe a bit of warmth, a bit of a glow in that right leg? And now we'll move to the left side. So opening your eyes, bringing your left knee to your chest. Give it a little squeeze and then relax, and we're going to rotate the left ankle, just warming that up. This is so important. Even just to do this mobilization each morning will be of really great benefit to start to get things moving out of your joints, get things flowing through the body. Changing direction. And then taking your hands behind your thigh, pointing your toe and drawing circles in the ceiling as best you can, just getting a little bit of movement into your knee joint. If you have knee problems, never push past what feels comfortable for you. We really have to, changing directions, we really have to respect the body. To push past to a point that feels painful is of absolutely no benefit. So just back things up as much as you need to feel comfortable. Straightening your leg, and now we'll go ahead and make bigger circles, warming up that hip joint. Good, and opposite direction. Lovely. Bringing your left knee into your chest, giving it a good old squeeze, telling your leg you love it. Good old bear hug, since we're bears at this time of year. And then letting that left leg relax down. Closing your eyes, back into corpse pose. And just have a little check-in. How does that feel left to right now? Do we feel a little bit more similar from side to side? Okay, good. Opening your eyes, we're going to bring your feet to the mat and bring both knees to your chest. And from here we're going to put our hands on our knees and make circles with your knees. So we're getting a nice little massage to the top of our pelvis and our low back. Should feel really lovely. A little pampering for the low back and pelvis. And switching direction. Wonderful. Nice and relaxed. And then bringing our feet back down to the mat. Let's go ahead and bring our arms out to shoulder height, resting on the mat, and letting your knees both fall over to the right side. Very gently getting a nice twist, warming up the lower spine, up to in between the shoulder blades. And just remembering to breathe, always breathing into that tendon area. Your shoulders should both be flat on the mat. That's most important. If your knees don't come down to do the floor, that's absolutely fine. Wherever your knees comfortably land. If you want to put a cushion underneath your knees, if they don't come all the way to the floor, that's fine. Whatever, you want this to feel comfortable, and you just want this to feel really lovely. Good. And breathing in, bringing your knees back to the center, your head back facing upwards. And as you exhale, we're going to go to the left side now and turning your head facing your right hand. And just breathing into your back, into the muscles along your spine. Just letting things open up a little bit. That's what we're doing when we're working with this yoga. We're working with our body. We're checking in. Where am I today? How does my body feel? How does it feel left to right? Oh, this muscle might feel a bit odd today. That's okay. Breathing into it, seeing what we can work with. And inhale, bring your knees back up. Feet are flat on the floor. Good. And from here, we're going to come into a seated position. Now you can either come onto your right side and bring yourself into an easy cross leg, or if you like, you can bring your right knee to your chest, straighten your left leg, and swing yourself up to a seated position. Lovely. And so now we're going to move to mobilizing the upper joints. So we're going to clasp our fingers together and start to roll them in circles, and you'll see your elbows just kind of like a cog, just sort of come sliding up and down. Good. And then switching direction. Remember, we're bringing this warmth into our wrist joints, bringing lovely nutrients there as well. When we move these things, the lymph can flow. Anything stuck in the joints can start to be released. Good. And from here, we are going to now, as if we're swinging a baseball bat, we're going to make big circles with our fists and just warming up the elbows. Good. And switch directions. About 5 times is usually quite good, but see how your body feels. And then we'll let our hands down, working with the shoulders. So bringing your shoulders up to your ears and then rolling them back. It's good, a really good one to acknowledge where are our shoulders in space when they're up at our ears, and where are they when they come down. In yoga practice, we always like to keep our shoulders away from our ears. So when you're doing this, you can really think about how it feels when they're up and when they're back and down. And the opposite direction. You can hold onto your shoulders if you like. Wonderful. And now the neck. Now, again, as in all the joints, really respect what you can do. If you've got neck problems, then please just take it as gently as you need to. Never push into something that feels uncomfortable. So we can start with a little sway, so looking over our right shoulder and then swaying and looking over the left. Excellent. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can draw a circle with your nose and go round and round. And the opposite direction. Wonderful. And bringing your head to neutral. Closing your eyes, your shoulders are down and back, hands on your knees. And just take a moment to check in with your body. That sleeping bear, you've just woken up, given your body a chance to move, to warm the joints. Where do you feel things starting to flow? Where are there areas that might need a little bit more warming up? So, thank you everybody. That was joint mobilization, the first part of our Zen Yoga for Winter routine. Join me next week. We will be tracing through the meridian channels and starting to bring in a couple poses specific to work opening up those energy channels and getting energy starting to flow a little bit better in our bodies. Thank you very much.